to the Feminine Odor Podcast. I'm Kirsten Crable. With us is Crystal Lowe and Sanna Erica.
Oh, how's everyone doing? Good, good.
Good.
Good, good. My hair is poofy from the pool again. But
Cool poof hair.
It's a great look.
Looks
I'm super shiny.
good. It's the weather's been nice. It's lovely outside.
mm-hmm.
What are you drinking, Kirsten?
Tea.
Oh, lovely.
Tea.
It's so dainty.
Mhm.
The pinky.
Found this little set at a thrift store.
It's perfect.
It's amazing.
So classic. For those who are not watching us, Kirsten has really nice dining sets that she finds in really cool thrift stores, and they look like real crystal. They probably are. And she's sitting in front of a giant green screen wall, which is beautiful. Great job. I think you painted it yourself, right? Okay.
I did. Don't look up in the corners because you will notice that.
I see.
Kirsten is she's goals. I mean, if you want to find good thrift store items, you need to go shopping with Kirsten.
Yes, I do love a good thrift. And the best part about a thrift is it's always so cheap that, I mean, just try something new, right?
Yeah.
Like, give it a shot. It's best.
Yeah.
It's because of you I started thrift shopping, so I want to say thank you to you guys. It's well thrifted, by the way. What I'm wearing is what I sleep in.
Oh, nice.
Me too.
Your hair is amazing as always. Like, keep swimming, keep wearing swim caps.
I do feel like it's like a perfect poof. Like it's yeah.
Oh, thanks.
Nice. Like
you look like you got off a motorcycle, took off your helmet and went like this, shook your head. It's like, hey guys.
That makes me sound so much cooler than I am.
You could pass for that. I can see that being real.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, you guys want to get into the prompts?
Let's do it.
Yes.
Okay, so the three of us, for our audience, the three of us have been part of the comedy community in Atlanta. We've all been performing comedy for years, I think even beyond that. So Kirsten had an idea that we needed to do an episode all about comedy. So Kirsten thought of a few questions. Did you want to lead them off?
Sure. Yeah, I think, as you were saying, we all started in comedy. So how did you both fall into doing comedy? Or was it like always the lifetime goal? How did that happen?
So I studied theater in college. I always considered myself more of a dramatic actor, which is really funny looking back. But yeah, I was in improv club in school. I loved that. I'm actually, funnily enough, not a very strong improviser, but we're working on that. And then in 2012, I started a YouTube channel and started making my own sketches. And I had always had a love for sketch comedy my entire life. I was obsessed with all that as a kid and loved Saturday Night Live. And so tried to make my own Saturday Night Live show. And then in 2017, I took a class with Sketchworks Comedy, and the rest is not history. That sounds too big, but the rest is my path. And then I started doing stand-up too, and I just love the funny stuff. So yeah.
The earliest memory of comedy I can remember is when I think it's Mr. Bean. When I was 9 years old, my family took me to Hong Kong, which at the time was a British colony. And we stayed at my aunt's place, and she played a bunch of VHS tapes for us. And one of them was Mr. Bean. And do you guys know Mr. Bean?
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's aware. Okay,
Rowan Atkinson.
Yes, Rowan Atkinson.
Yeah.
And also weird Australian puppet shows, which was strange, about politicians. And those things were really fun to watch. And that was my first interest in comedy, I think, that I can remember. But also I loved all that SNL. Um, I
Yeah.
always liked comedy, but I didn't really think like, am I good at this? I just want to be a backup singer, that's all.
Well, I was say, which we learned in the last episode, for those of you who haven't listened, that Crystal's childhood dream was to be Bette Midler's backup dancer.
A dream that is put to rest. Thank you very much. But also open and free if you have me, guys. I guess Sketchworks would be I guess Sketchworks was the reason why I got into comedy. I saw a show there in Atlanta at in Scottsdale, and I said, I want to do this. This looks fun, live sketch comedy, definitely for me. And I took classes, and here I am. Kirsten?
Well, I was to say I love this because I feel like Sketchworks really opened up all three of us and got us into comedy, because very similar. I loved comedy movies and stuff growing up, like so much comedy. And I don't know, I was the middle child, so I probably put too much emphasis on being funny growing up without thinking about it. But yeah, I wanted to be a serious dramatic actor. Like that was it. And I did a few comedies in college, but like not and I liked it, but it wasn't like what I wanted to do. But yeah, I think moving here, um, I didn't really know what to do, and I moved here for acting because of Kristen and Atkins, Esteban, and he had taken sketch work. So I was like, well, I know that he liked that. I know that he, enjoyed it, did well with it. So let me at least check that out. Because there's so many class options, you don't really know which way to go. And yeah, it was like, oh, this is like very enjoyable. I enjoy so much of this, and I still like dramatic stuff, but yeah, I think Sketchworks really opened me to the idea of also doing comedy.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, it's funny that none of us really kind of was like really looking at that path until we did that. Huh,
Yeah.
look at us. Cute.
Yeah.
For me, I saw people on stage at Sketchworks just having a great time. And I was
Yeah.
like, I want to have fun. Like this looks fun.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can do it. Let's just try it. Just like both of you. Like, we'll try it. See if it works out.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, yeah, all three of us come from that. Like what a great community. It's nice to have that in the acting world or
Yeah.
comedy
I
world.
mean, I have fun in every show I do, and I look forward to that. Um, More so than other experiences I've had working on acting things. So, um, way more. So, I mean, I think, that's what it's all about, making the most of your life and enjoying it. And I don't mean to get sappy. I'm sorry.
I'm sappy now. Like, I'm grateful for Sketchworks for opening opportunities for me. It started with like, sketch comedy and then led to like filming TV opportunities, commercials, and so I'm very grateful for that. And also the people are great, and I'm still with you guys this long, so it's got to mean something.
Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah.
sappy. Sorry.
Well, digging into the past, were what were early influences on you comedy wise, or what have been influences on like for you for comedy?
Just mainly funny women like Lily Tomlin, Bette Midler, Mr. Bean counts, and
Mhm.
I don't know, just watched a lot of SNL too. In the
Mhm.
90s, Molly Shannon on a guest star. I have so many influences. It's insane.
Mhm.
It didn't make me say, oh, I gotta be in this. It was more like, oh, I love watching. I enjoy this. They're having so much fun.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
not that brave, but maybe one day I can be more like them. So I use them for
Yeah.
examples when I am not sure what to do with a scene, especially funny ones. So what about you guys?
All right. Good. Um, all of those references, because yeah, like you said, like Lily Tomlin and The Incredible Shrinking Woman just came to my mind. Loved it. Amazing. Um, One of my favorites though growing up, and I think it's why I really like physical comedy, is like Jim Carrey. His ability to do very physical comedy and just like completely change who he is as a character just by his mannerisms. It's insane. It's impressive. And Dumb and Dumber, right? As a kid,
Mhm.
loved it. But
And
we didn't, yeah, I feel like as kids, I watched just more like cartoons, so like cartoon influences, like Ren and Stimpy. I wrote them down because I was like, can I even remember what I watched as a kid? Rocko's Modern Life, Doug. We watched all that. I actually like, my dad didn't like uh SNL growing up, so it was like not something I ever grew up watching. So that was like a discovery as like a young adult. So that was kind of fun. But yeah, and then it's, you know, female physical comedians like Kate McKinnon and Kristen Wiig and like
Mhm.
Maya Rudolph, like all of that generation. You said Molly Shannon, holy cow. Talk about physical comedy. Absolutely
Mhm.
amazing. Um, yeah, so I feel like most of my influences though now are like what I've found as an adult as opposed to what I was really watching as a kid. But yeah, yeah, a
what's
few of
makes
those.
you Kirsten? Like, I'm glad that we all have different influences.
Yeah.
Sana?
Yeah. Um, so I have early memories. So long story short, when my parents lived in the Netherlands, they watched a lot of British TV. So I have early memories of watching a show called Faulty Towers. Highly recommend you check it out. It's John Cleese is like the lead in it. And he's so funny. It's a farce. It's a total farce. And then we watched this show called Keeping Up Appearances, which have you ever seen that?
I love that.
I Yeah, I think I have. That sounds familiar.
It was on PBS a lot, like here in the US. So it's about this middle class British family, and the wife of the family, she wants desperately to be like this upper class, like upper crust family. So their last name is Bucket, but she pronounces it Bouquet. Master class in acting. But the show is basically, it's exactly what it sounds, keeping up appearances. It's her efforts to make them look like so much better than they are, and then her poor husband has to like run around and accommodate her. And but other than that, yeah, I watched Mickey Mouse Club when I was very little, which is basically sketch comedy. They have some other variety aspects, but a lot of sketch comedy on there. And then all that, and loved Doug. And I watched a lot of Looney Tunes, which, P.S., if you revisit that as an adult, like in my opinion, they are so good. Like they're so much better as an adult than they were as a kid. Like as a kid, we didn't appreciate the jokes. Uh,
Yeah.
but yeah.
Well, slapstick hitting comedy when you're a kid. Uh, that's great. Yeah, I rewatched some Animaniacs.
Oh
as
yeah.
an adult. Same thing. It was like, wow, this is really political for what an
Yeah.
insane little show.
They made a new one.
Did they? I haven't watched that. Yeah.
Yeah, it came out. They've done like 2 or 3 seasons. The new
Okay.
ones are really, really good too. Like the old ones are great, but I think the new ones just continue the legacy.
Yeah.
It's on Hulu.
I'm glad you
So
guys brought up cartoons because cartoons, yeah, definitely a huge part of our childhood and definitely loaded with all types of comedy and slapstick and everything we love. And in the 90s, a lot of the jokes just went over my head and probably not good for kids, but I don't know, they were great. Animaniacs is definitely one of them, I think.
yeah,
Yeah.
they snuck a lot of snuck a lot of stuff in there that is just barely okay to be on kids' TV.
Well, yeah, and that's, I mean, Ren and Stimpy got that way too. It was like
Yeah.
revisiting that, you're like, why were we watching that? It's wild. It's a wild thing.
Yeah.
What about comedy influences now? Like, what kind of stuff are you watching? What gets you like excited for comedy or makes you laugh a lot?
I find myself going back to the past to look at funny
Mhm.
stuff, but I guess the one that pops up in my head is Kath and Kim from Australia. And it's a comedy duo with two women that was filmed in the early 2000s. So it's still considered old. It's not really modern, but I watched it during the lockdowns and I really enjoyed it.
My my sister and brother-in-law are obsessed with that. So I've seen a few it's hilarious. It's so funny.
It's so
I need to
corny.
check that out.
I'm easily amused. So
Yeah.
anything dumb and stupid, like I'm automatically happy. Give it to me. Also, if you have any suggestions, please send it over to me as well. Because I'm watching like lots of old stuff. Like I need to catch up with the new things. What about you
Yeah.
guys?
Well, I was going to tell you, Crystal. So like, there's a sketch comedy show that you might love that I love right now. It's called I Think You Should Just Leave. It's on Netflix.
No, I love that show.
Oh, okay. Then you already know about it. But yeah, I love just absurd humor that kind of just escalates into insanity. I'm really these days in a political satire. So like I watched Last Week Tonight religiously with John Oliver. I try to catch Jon Stewart, Stephen Colbert monologue, things like that. Because I think it helps me take the edge off the mess that America is right now. And I also feel like those people are legitimately doing good in the world with their comedy. So yeah, and then other than that, I love bad movies and B movies, and I actually have a YouTube channel and a TikTok where I do some reviews on them. So yeah, I just watched this movie called Hard Ticket to Hawaii, and oh my goodness, it was great. It's on Tubi for free if you want to catch it.
Okay.
Note it.
High quality.
Actually, it's a competent B movie. It's just really stupid.
What
Silly.
about you, Kirsten? What are you watching nowadays?
Um, so it's funny that you've both brought up like European, Australian shows because I've been really into like Irish shows like Dairy Girls is really good. Um, Bridget and Eamon is one of my favorites. It was made in like not I think they might even still be making it. But it's Ireland in the 80s. So, and it's absolute absurd stupid. So that one's really fun. I like that one a lot. But I realized I also because there's so many of the like mockumentary shows out now. Like Abbott Elementary is one of the new ones that's really good. And I know like we did What We Do in the Shadows. Like can't get enough of that. That show is brilliant. Um, but yeah, also like in my like comedy discovery as an adult, I think I've like done more like going back. Like I've gone back and watched old SNL and I've gone back and watched, like I love Buster Keaton because again, like his just that slapstick and like it's he was so precise. Like everything he did was like happening in real time. So it's not just like funny in what he's doing, but it's like funny how impressive what he's doing. Like
Yeah. Especially the hijinks they did, like that, like ladders and all this kind of stuff that could be dangerous.
I mean, the amount of times he has like whole house-shaped flats fall, and he has
Yeah.
to perfectly be in the window or it would crush him. Like he does that kind of stuff all the time. It's crazy. But yeah, I think just really absolutely dumb humor. You were talking like political satire. Like I was just watching the Sketchworks news break, and I love to just see how many times during that I go, damn it, Brian. Because like he just says, things like that that are just so dumb. When someone says
Yeah,
something so, when people do things that are just so silly and so dumb, man, I love it. I love people tripping. I love people falling. I'm
yeah,
a gal. It's funny. But yeah, there's there's so many good, there's so much good comedy out there right now. Just like you mentioned John Cleese earlier too. Like Monty Python is something I missed out on growing up. So it's like I've watched those now as an adult. Hilarious.
yeah.
The Frenchman, classic. That's a classic thing. What, like, how ridiculous that comedy is. The fact that they do the horse sound with the coconuts, right? And just move the whole time. Like that is the kind of comedy that I love. That's so stupid. It's so stupid. It's funny.
Totally with a straight face, taking it so seriously.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, but the Holy Grail is one that's great.
Can't beat it. Yeah. Ugh.
Yeah, it's my brothers and I. We always repeat that one line where they're like, they see God in the clouds, and they're like, a blessing from the Lord. God be praised. Like we always.
It's just like it's the way they deliver it too, right? It's like that is not a funny line at all for any reason.
Yeah,
But it's so the way they say it is so silly. So
the intensity.
yeah.
Yeah.
I recently saw a documentary for how they made the Holy Grail, and they made it with no money, which gives me so much inspiration for feminine odor. I was like, you can do anything. You can make a whole movie with no money at all. Just grab all your friends to do it, and it's a really great documentary on YouTube. I heard they were using old footage and just used it over and over again in the film, and used the same people in every single scene. It's really great.
Yeah.
Clever. Yeah, that's very feminine odor, right? Like playing several different characters within one sketch.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very Holy Grail. I feel like we're kind of Monty Python-ish by doing that. So
Mhm.
Perfect.
Girl Monty Pythons.
you're
Yeah.
Monty.
What would be like a comedy like achievement, like a goal or something that like you would absolutely love if that's something that you can make possible?
I would say girl comedy film. Something something very, yeah, like Bridesmaid or
Mhm.
something like in the 80s. What about you guys?
Um, I would love to be able to either um have a strong side hustle or someday make a living from creating my own funny content or our own funny content, which I don't think is a lofty goal. I mean, people do it all the time nowadays. So I'd love to do that and then let that go into other avenues. And I'd also love to write on a show someday. So on a comedy show.
Definitely. Yeah, I think like doing the Broad City thing, right? Like or Letterkenny, because they did it too, right? Like where it's like they started as a YouTube channel, just doing like funny stuff with their friends, and to actually change that into like a show that you just obviously like have a ball of a time on.
Mhm.
I think that would be an incredible experience, and to have like a show where it's like you constantly get to do it instead of just like one movie. Which I mean,
Mhm.
the movie would be amazing as well. I would love that, but like to have something that continues on for a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That would
that's
be,
the dream.
yeah. Let's make it happen, everyone.
No.
Yeah. putting it into the
And
universe.
so it's gonna happen. Is there anything you
Um,
want to promote?
yeah,
My YouTube channel is called Sunnamerica. We'll put it in the show notes,
yeah,
or
Lots
in
of
the
You'll bring
YouTube description.
content.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Neil Bring Content did a video on Hard Ticket to Hawaii.
yeah.
Doing some more short form stuff right now because the long form, yeah. Anyway, but yeah, I digress. Check it out.
Yeah.
Check it out. Pew pew, finger guns, pew pew.
For promotion wise, Feminine Odor has a couple of sketches out already. We have one about compliments, and we have one called Witch that you should definitely check out. We have a YouTube, we got Instagram, maybe more. Stay tuned. But yeah, that's all I got to
Yeah.
say.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's some
Wow.
Wow.
We hope our feminine odor tinged your nostrils today. And we hope you come back. Wait, what else did I say? We hope
come back.
we hope, thank you for yeah, okay. We hope our feminine odor tinged your nostrils today. We hope you'll come back. I repeated that. I'm gonna say it again. We should totally leave this.
Yes, leave
Um,
it.
We hope our feminine odor tinged your nostrils today. Thank you so much for listening. ASMR. Goodbye.
Hi, guys.